Character design and traditional animation were the key to Tomb Raider's success, an Indiana Jones-type adventure where Lara Croft, British adventurer, was more active than your average action hero. Running, jumping, swimming, Tomb Raider's hand-animated graphics showed just what was possible when you didn't use a motion capture system and allowed a talented artist free rein. Level design proved equally important. Raider's unique landscape editor was happy to switch between Aztec temples and lost valleys inhabited by prehistoric creatures. Wherever you found yourself, whatever you did, Tomb Raider was a world you kept wanting to explore. Rich organisations are buying up smaller independents all the time, but there's no point if the best people in those companies don't want to stay. Eidos Interactive was formed from several existing groups, one of whom was Core Design, creators of Tomb Raider. Eidos weren't about to make its top coders unhappy by making them feel like a number.
Eidos as a company goes out and looks for small groups of development, and we don't have a 250-person internal development group because it just is not the way that the creative spark flies.
Occasionally, though, the transfer of characters and worlds has gone in the other direction. Big screen versions of Super Mario Bros. And Mortal Kombat were made after the worldwide success of the console titles, and now it's happening all over again for our favourite feminine heroine. Eidos Interactive have just signed a deal with Paramount Pictures to make Tomb Raider the movie. Unfortunately for fans of the digital dream girl, Lara Croft won't be computer generated. She'll be the real thing. But which actress will get the role? Many people are hoping for speed star Sandra Bullock to get on those boots, strap on a couple of sidearms and fight her way through dangerous lands. Unfortunately, Sandra is American, and as we all know, Lara is British. So a more likely choice is British model turned actress Elizabeth Hurley. She certainly looks the part, but can she carry a movie when until now she's only been in supporting roles? Tomb Raider the movie is being made by the producers of Die Hard and Predator, so the chances of the finished film being any good are very good. Indiana Jones, you could be about to meet your match.
Yep, she's back. The icon who did for action-adventure games what Mario did for platformers is now in her third outing in Tomb Raider 3. As with most sequels, the gameplay and presentation is usually a tweaked and refined version of its predecessors. So what's new in Tomb Raider 3? Well, firstly, the background has been improved with a new higher resolution, which gives a more lifelike and believable environment in which to solve puzzles and fend off enemies. However, don't be tempted to shoot everything that moves, because you'll find that some characters and animals lead our heroine to secret weapon stashes and progressive levels. Unlike previous games, thanks to improved artificial intelligence, Lara's presence will now only be acknowledged if her adversaries can actually see her. This enables a more strategic approach to hiding and choosing your moment of attack. As Tomb Raider is probably one of the most influential games ever, a sequel has a lot to live up to. But with its engrossing gameplay, coupled with some amazing FMV sequences, it's safe to say Lara is back better than ever. We begin this week's show in the company of that acrobatic adventurer Lara Croft. For her latest game, Tomb Raider: The Last Revelation on the PC, she's travelled to Egypt. However, our heroine is about to make a terrible mistake. By removing the Amulet of Horus from the tomb of the evil Set, she unwittingly releases the wrath of this ancient god. Lara now has to race against time to recapture this terrible Egyptian deity before he destroys humanity. Luckily, our athletic explorer has some new tricks to help her. She can now climb poles and swing on ropes. She also has a few new gadgets in her backpack, such as a laser sight and a pair of binoculars. The game introduces new characters too, like the evil archaeologist Werner von Croy, who started Lara on her career by training her in the art of tomb raiding as a young girl. The Last Revelation offers improved graphics, a greater emphasis on plot and more imaginative puzzles. However, some people may be disappointed that this title is a lot easier than Lara's last adventure. It also retains the terrible controls that can make these games so frustrating to play. But despite that, there's no doubt that the epic plot and atmospheric visuals combine to make this the most satisfying Tomb Raider game yet. And the fantastic Lara is just as graceful as ever. But the most famous character of them all is Lara Croft. With her own games, toys, TV ads and film, she's even a model. So we asked her boss, what's Lara's big appeal? Come on now, tell us about Lara.
She's safe, she's sexy, she's someone that people can relate to. She's not got ridiculous big muscles. She doesn't fire guns that are built up and take an aeroplane down. And she knows she's a sort of a 20th century adventurer.
But what does owning a character like Lara Croft mean to a games company like Core?
We've sold 16 million copies of the game. So you take that as an audience. I mean, that is just a huge audience. That then enables you to go and do a movie deal. In Lara, one can argue, and I probably would, obviously, that she's, at the moment, the #1 icon of the games industry.